I never participated in discussions. I was never the first one to share his opinion. I was sitting in the last bench by myself. Take a look at this picture for a second. This is my first ever basketball tournament. Even though I'm part of the team, you can see the team on the left-hand side, and then you can see me on the right-hand side. I thought, as an introvert, society wants me to act a certain way. And that's how I thought I was supposed to act. I was supposed to be by myself, alone. In 1910, Swiss psychiatrist Carl Gustav Jung introduced two contrasting personality types: introversion and extroversion. Introverts are reserved. They prefer to be more quiet, and they don't usually seek out social interactions. On the other hand, extroverts are super excited to have social interactions, they're chill for, they're sociable, and they love it. They love putting themselves out there, they love talking to people. Take a second to think about someone introverted that you know. Do they like talking a lot? Do they prefer staying quieter? Do they like giving class presentations? Now that name that just popped up into your head, try to picture them being extroverted. Try to picture them giving the speech right now. Try to picture them giving the class presentation. Try to picture them talking to a large audience. It's kind of hard, isn't it? I realized that wherever I was going, I wasn't having much of an impact. On the court, I was just running around. In the classroom, I wasn't really answering questions. That's until one day. One day at basketball practice when I was around 11. That day, that practice, I took the shot that changed my life forever. See, we were running an offensive play, and we were supposed to swing a ball from one teammate to another. When the ball got to me, I noticed a shift in the defense, which let me be by myself, wide open, so I took my shot. Now, I missed my shot, but I was very aware of the criticism that was about to come my way by my teammates and coaches. But in a weird way, for the first time, I wasn't feeling guilty. I was feeling good. I was feeling empowered. 30 seconds later, my coach and my teammates were disappointed. I was like, Patrick, what are you doing? And for the first time in my life, I stood up for myself. And I told them exactly what I told you. I saw a shift in the defense, which allowed me to be wide open, and I took my shot. For the first time, I owned up to my mistake. I assumed responsibility, and I just shared it with them. And I was shocked. No one said anything. Everyone said, okay. This fear that I had of, whoa, what was going to happen if I shared my ideas, it was just in my head. And we went on and continued doing the same play. After that shot, I felt empowered. I felt like I had the power to make decisions, I had the power to share my ideas, and I wasn't going to be judged for it. So the next day I went to school. First class was science, biology. So the teacher asked 3 hard questions, and trust me, I didn't know the answer. I still don't know the answer to those questions to this day, but I thought I can muster up the courage to answer those questions, even if they're wrong. And that's what I did. I answered the question. I wrongly answered those questions, but I still did it. I still mustered up the courage to do it. According to Medium.com, it takes 21 days to build a habit and 90 days to build a lifestyle. My journey took months and months and months of hard work and dedication. At first, not only didn't anyone believe in me, but people thought it was fake. People thought I was putting on a show just to get attention or get more friends or become more popular. When inside, I just wanted to feel better about myself. I just wanted to become extroverted. A lot of teachers and students had a very repulsive reaction to my change, and they thought I was just being annoying on purpose. I had a lot of roadblocks and failures on the way. After every wrong question, I was doubting myself if it's even worth it. It got to a point where I really wanted to quit. And I decided, okay, I'll quit. On one condition. And the condition was that the next day, I'll try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, then that's fine, I'll quit. So the next day, I went to practice. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. And I started hearing little comments from my friends. Hey Patrick, good thinking. At school, my classmates were a bit intrigued, but in a good way for the first time. They were asking me for help. Patrick, how did you manage to answer that question? It was really hard. And so for the first time in my life, I felt like it paid off. All those hard-working hours with myself, all those motivating myself, it worked. And so I realized that at the lowest moment of my life that I had, that's when you're supposed to embrace change. That's when you're supposed to accept uncertainty, and that's when you're supposed to push your hardest. Now, a few years later, I managed to coach over 150 kids basketball, introduce 90 students into our school as an ambassador, and this fear of being an extrovert and sharing my opinion and doing speeches and holding class presentations and feeling empowered is gone. Moving forward, there's only 3 things I want you to remember from my speech. The first one is, change is the most constant thing in our lives. Instead of putting our efforts into building resistance against it, put your efforts into embracing it. Second, change happens from within. Just because I saw a TikTok video telling me that I need to change and start dressing more nicely, that doesn't mean I'm going to change. It needs to come from within. My change came from within. I was obsessed. I saw the purpose of it. And that's why I succeeded. And lastly, the most important one, if you also want to find your shot that can change your life, embrace change. Thank you.